Today we are uncovering the swing trading strategy of a 23-year-old from Hong Kong, who reportedly clocked a 1,358% return in the 2025 US Investing Championship and a prior 283% gain in 2024. This is the methodical breakdown of Martin Luk's systematic approach that transformed him from buying GameStop at the exact parabolic high in 2021 to becoming a top performer in the most prestigious trading competition in the world. From tripling his account with beginner's luck to seeing a 50% drawdown to becoming a winner of the USIC, Martin Luk has seen it all. We'll dissect every component of his trading system, from his pre-market scanning routine to his precise entry techniques, risk management protocols, and exit strategies. We'll examine his complete methodology, the 3-scanner system that identifies opportunities, the entry techniques that minimize risk, the position sizing that maximizes geometric growth, and the exit strategies that capture trends whilst protecting capital. What makes Luk's story particularly valuable is his transparency about mistakes. Even whilst achieving triple-digit returns, he violated his own rules multiple times, demonstrating that trading can be forgiving if your risk management is on point. Good trading is always about disciplined maintenance of an edge through systematic execution. Let's start with a foundation: Martin's risk-first philosophy. Martin Luk's entire system revolves around a fundamental principle. I can't predict the return of my trade, but I can limit my risk. This philosophy manifests in his core statistics from 2024, 104 winners against 319 losers, yielding a 23% win rate. His average winner generated 15% returns, whilst average losses were contained to 3%. The mathematical edge lies in this risk-reward asymmetry. When you risk 3% to make 15%, you only need to be right 17% of the time to break even. But Luk's edge extends beyond simple mathematics. His tight stop-loss strategy creates what he calls a parabolic relationship between stop width and risk multiples. When he tightens a stop from 3% to 1.5% on a 25% winning trade, he gains an additional 8 risk multiple. On a 50% winner, that same tightening adds 17 risk multiples. This exponential benefit explains why precision in entries becomes paramount. Let's now look at Martin's The 3-Scanner Discovery System. Martin has a standard criterion for all stocks. He's chasing fast-moving stocks in hot sectors, which generally have an average daily range, or ADR, of over 5%. Luk's opportunity identification relies on 3 distinct scanners, each serving a specific purpose in his systematic approach. Firstly, the pre-market scanner. This filters stocks gapping higher on significant volume. This pre-market routine identifies momentum before the market opens, allowing him to prepare for potential episodic pivot opportunities. This scanner is the same as the one Christian Kalamagi uses to find stocks that are gapping up, and I'll leave a link to his video at the end. Next, the potent scanner reveals the previous day's strongest performers, helping identify sector rotation and thematic momentum. When multiple stocks from the same sector appear consistently, it signals money flow that often continues into subsequent sessions. This is how he caught the quantum computing theme and cryptocurrency-related momentum that drove many of his largest winners. Then, the leader scanner provides a weekly perspective, ranking stocks by monthly performance to identify sustained relative strength. In strong markets, this list expands significantly. During corrections, it contracts dramatically, serving as a market health indicator that influences his overall positioning. These scanners don't just find stocks. They provide market context that influences position sizing, holding periods, and exit strategies. A simple observation of the number of stocks in these scans can tell you the strength or the weakness in the market. Once he has the watch list, Martin would shortlist the best actionable names based on their price action. The idea is to focus on the names that are taking support from or reclaiming key moving averages, specifically the 9, 21, and 50 EMA in a base, or focus on the best movers in the pre-market session. Let's now come to precision entry techniques. Martin's entry methodology centers on range expansion from tight consolidations, but with crucial refinements that separate his approach from traditional breakout trading. Prior day high breakouts represent his primary setup. However, he doesn't simply buy breakouts. He waits for specific conditions. The ideal scenario involves an inside day or extremely tight range, followed by a gap up that opens in the upper portion of the previous day's range, and then breaks the prior day's high. This entry is best executed when the price converges with major EMAs, the 9, 21 and 50, whilst forming an inside candle or a tight area. Opening range highs provide intraday precision to enter episodic pivots. Using 1-minute charts immediately after the open or 5-minute charts once that time frame establishes, he enters when stocks break above the opening range high. The stop sits at the opening range low, creating clearly defined risk parameters. Intraday range highs offer re-entry opportunities when initial breakouts fail. If a stock fails at the opening range high but maintains bullish characteristics, he seeks secondary breakout levels using 5-minute consolidations above the 9 EMA. The critical insight from his analysis reveals why precision matters. Traditional breakout entries might require 6 to 7% stops, making position sizing problematic. His refined entries often allow 2 to 3% stops, enabling larger position sizes whilst maintaining identical dollar risk. He frequently shuffles between daily, hourly, and 5-minute charts to spot the best lowest risk entry points. Let's understand position sizing and risk management from Martin Luk's perspective. He risks 0.5% of his portfolio per trade, but this baseline adjusts based on market conditions and personal performance. During drawdowns, he reduces position size to test the waters. With profit cushions and favorable markets, he then increases exposure. Maximum portfolio exposure reaches 35% for large-cap liquid stocks, reducing to 25 to 30% for small and micro-caps due to gap-down risk. His stop-loss methodology prioritizes the low of the breakout day, based on extensive chart study showing that genuine breakouts rarely revisit their breakout lows. When the distance between entry and day low exceeds 5%, he uses the 5-minute entry candle low instead. Let's now understand Martin's exit strategy framework. Martin employs both strength-based and weakness-based exits, with selection depending on market stage, position profitability, and overall portfolio context. Selling into strength occurs in 10 to 15% increments when profits exceed 3 risk multiples, position size grows beyond 35% due to appreciation, stocks become extended from the 9 EMA, he feels euphoric about the position. Selling into weakness utilizes trailing stops, primarily the 9 EMA for most positions. In strong uptrends with early entries, he'll use the 21 or even 50 EMA to avoid premature exits. The key insight: exit strategy adapts to market stage and equity curve position. During drawdowns, he leans towards selling in strength to preserve capital. With profit cushions and strong markets, he trails positions longer to capture extended moves. Let's now look at a case study from Martin's trade in 2024, the GameStop trade. Martin's May 2024 GameStop trade exemplifies his evolved methodology. Entering at $26.30 with a stop at $25.47, he captured a 40 risk multiple return as the stock exploded to over $50. The entry came on the opening range breakout in this gap up on a 1-minute time frame, with the stop set at the prior minute bar low rather than the day's low. This was an episodic pivot trade that violated his typical day low stop rule, but the day low would have required over 6% risk, unacceptable for his system, so he adapted in this trade to manage the risk. For exit, he trimmed half the position at 12 risk multiples, near $37, a 37% move. The remainder he held through the parabolic move, finally exiting near $56 as the stock approached 2021 resistance levels. Let's look at another trade, the COIN-Bitcoin correlation play. Rather than waiting for a traditional breakout setup in COIN itself, Martin identified a correlation opportunity through Bitcoin's price action. When Bitcoin formed an inside day pattern and attempted to break above the prior day's high, he anticipated that Coinbase would follow Bitcoin's momentum. Martin's COIN entry violated his typical prior day high breakout methodology. He bought the stock near the day's lows as it tried to reclaim that level, likely using an anchor VWAP breakout during the session as a specific trigger. Martin was essentially trading Bitcoin through COIN, which is why he did not follow his typical rules on COIN's price, but rather relied on Bitcoin's breakout. Despite the trade's initial success, he made a significant execution error that he openly acknowledges. Rather than following his systematic exit rules, he panic sold the position during what appeared to be normal consolidation action. The stock was still respecting the 9 EMA and hadn't violated any of his predetermined exit criteria. However, psychological pressure led him to exit randomly in the middle of what turned out to be the early stages of a much larger move. This perhaps was an effect of significant drift from his own entry rules in COIN. He later traded COIN again as an episodic pivot and rode the trade properly, selling part into strength and the rest when the price dropped below the 9-day EMA. He entered the trade at $117, with a stop at $114.50, a 2% stop loss. He exited the entire position at 20x risk, a 40% return. Had he followed his sell rules and exited half at that point, the full exit would have been near $240, a 105% move in a few days. Recently, in 2025, Martin took a trade in AMD. He entered AMD through a leveraged 2x ETF on October 1st. His entry came when AMD retook the key moving average in this base after a strong move up previously. This was a typical breakout trade, clearly outlining his precise entry strategy. He entered here when price broke up above either the prior day's high or the prior 1-hour bar high. The levels were nearly identical, with a stop loss at the day's low. Noticed how all the moving average converged at this point in the base. This is a strong signal that the price is done consolidating at the lower end of the base and is heading for a breakout. What transformed this from a standard breakout trade was AMD's massive pre-market gap the following session. The stock opened approximately 30% higher, creating what Luk described as his first significant gap up while holding a position in 2025. He held the position until October 10th, taking a 35 to 40% move. His exit on October 10th coincided with what he described as a day when everything was going down. A broad market weakness that created an ugly red candle across most positions. The scanning to execution workflow. Martin's daily routine demonstrates systematic consistency. His 30-minute morning preparation in strong markets reduces to 15 to 20 minutes during corrections, reflecting reduced opportunity sets. His watch lists provide organizational structure. The main watch list is for key stocks and immediate trade ideas. Leading stocks are names in clear uptrends, where the 9 EMA is above the 21 EMA and the 21 above the 50. Mediocre, stocks without clear directional bias. Lagging, names in downtrends. And pillar, mega-cap stocks affecting indices. The number of stocks in each category serves as a market health indicator. When the leading list contracts and lagging expands, it signals unfavorable conditions for breakout strategies. In market hours, he looks for breakout entries aligning with the precise entry criterions that offer very tight stops. Once he's in the stocks, he follows his well-laid-out exit rules. Martin's approach evolves with market conditions. During the late 2024 correction, he developed short-selling setups targeting stocks bouncing into declining converging EMAs. These inverse breakouts apply the same risk management principles but capitalize on downward momentum. His equity curve feedback principle proves crucial. If your trades work while indices struggle, continue with slight caution. If indices are strong but your trades fail, reassess aggressively. This prevents the common mistake of fighting your own performance data. Perhaps most importantly, Martin's journey illustrates the psychological evolution required for trading success. His 2021 to 2022 drawdown period, whilst painful, established the foundation for his 2024 success. His three primary weaknesses, revenge trading, increasing risk during losing streaks, and not obeying stops, represent universal trader challenges. His improvement in stop discipline and position size management, whilst acknowledging continued struggles with revenge trading after 2024, demonstrates that progress and not perfection drives long-term success. Martin's methodology proves that extraordinary returns remain achievable through disciplined application of fundamental concepts. The three-scanner system identifies opportunities, refined entry techniques minimize risk, systematic position sizing optimizes geometric growth, and adaptive exits capture trends whilst protecting capital. For aspiring traders, his journey from GameStop disaster to massive US investing championship success provides both inspiration and practical guidance. Study the methodology, understand the principles, but most importantly, develop the discipline to execute systematically regardless of emotional state or recent performance. As Martin himself notes, if I can do it, you can also do it. The difference lies not in talent or luck, but in commitment to systematic trading excellence over time. There are similarities between Martin's approach and ours, certainly in terms of systematic rules and solid risk management. The marked difference is that I use the weekly charts, meaning the approach is far more passive. For those interested in my approach, check out this video, or for those interested in a more active approach, see Kristen Kalamagi's strategy here. As always, thanks for watching.